Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Some more Dead Man's Hand for you. So we're going to take another look at a faction today and open that up for you guys as we add that to our collection. Today we're going to take a look at the Mountain Men for you. So these guys do bring some interesting things to the table. As you can kind of see here, we get a unique weapon for them too. Again, check out our other video on them as a faction review. But here we're going to actually get the faction opened up, take a look at the models inside, and show you what you can expect miniature-wise, quality-wise, from this particular faction. So we'll be right back. Alrighty guys, we're back, and as per usual, here's what you can expect in one of the expansion boxes or faction boxes for Dead Man's Hand. You get your MDF bases, you get your faction special ability card, we'll come to that later. And then we get our 4 minis here. So again, overall, pretty good stuff here. You'll definitely have to do a little bit of cleanup on mold lines and make sure you're bending some guns back into place and all that. Sometimes it's not so bad. Sometimes it can be a little bit awful. I wish that they would do a little bit different with the packaging and maybe like individually bubble wrap them or find some other way of just making sure that these things don't bend as much as they do sometimes. But anyway, model-wise, again, pretty good quality. I'm trying to get that to not have as much background glare so you can kind of see here. And sorry for the shaking. There we go. So again, overall, detail-wise is pretty good, even if it's not going to show up perfectly on camera here. So these guys, as we can see, we'll flip to the color picture here real quick. As you can see, they're kind of rough and tumble here, and obviously, well, mountain men. So lots of furs and pelts and other stuff all over, so that will definitely show up nice in however you decide to go with painting them. But if we take a look at all of our models here, again, they've all got some sort of headdress and pelt somewhere here. The faction leader, of course, has got the bear pelt on top. So we've got that. Now let's flip these guys backwards here just so you can see some of the detail. Oops. Alright, so taking a look at what we've got. Again, lots of belts and pouches and stuff like that. Again, a fair bit of flash that we're going to have to clean up. Just is what it is. Although they do have some plastics out for the game now too, although I'm not going to cover every faction, just more generic type of plastics. But again, good stuff overall here. So, and overall, the stuff being bent out of place wasn't too bad in this one, although the faction leader's pistol was literally bent at a 90-degree angle. So when you're fixing and getting this stuff ready for paint and all that, definitely be careful on how aggressively you try to bend stuff back into place. So faction card that you get, again, we'll save the faction review, the full review for that particular video. Again, check that out. But here, they do a couple of cool things, and we'll just take a look again at their stuff here. So lay of the land, right? So if there's a draw for initiative, they just get the initiative. So really cool ability. It's going to be obviously situational. It doesn't happen too often, but it's just nice to know that you will win those tiebreakers. Now, their big shtick for the faction really is the fact, again, that they have all these pelts and stuff like that. So they suffer 1 less damage when they lose in hand-to-hand, and this could result in them taking no damage. So, again, we recently had the Tong as an unboxing and a faction review, where they have they're more geared towards being better offensively in hand-to-hand. Here, the Mountain Men just have that natural defense for hand-to-hand. Would have been probably too powerful for them to have, similar to the Kelly gang the armor count for shooting attacks too, but it's nice that in hand-to-hand they have this edge here. So pretty cool stuff. So, and it's just a straight up damage buff, right? So, you know, being able to essentially, if you only lose by 1 in hand-to-hand, you've effectively drawn, in other words, not taking damage. So that will definitely pay dividends, especially with anybody who does decide to engage you. But again, gives you an advantage in combat as well. Now, they also have Knife Fighter. So, any mountain man armed with a pistol and knife can reroll their own hand-to-hand score if they wish. Second result applies. So, very much like the Tong. So, really, these guys are probably going to be overall the nastiest faction, just across the whole faction, depending on how you equip your models. So they have their offensive buff in hand-to-hand and the defensive buff. Now, obviously, the second result applies, but again, if your first result is crap and it looks like you're losing, well, why wouldn't you give it a reroll? It can't really get much worse, right? And you have your natural armor thing coming in here anyway with the pelts and all that. So, yeah, this is really cool. So, now, again, we'll save the faction review for the separate video, but they do yet another thing, which is really cool, if I'm not mistaken, and they introduce either the, I can't remember if it's the musket off the top of my head now, the musket, or the buffalo gun. It's one of the two, but nonetheless, one shot, and then you got to reload, obviously, but hits ridiculously hard and has a super long range, so yet another cool thing. As far as the models here go, we'll kind of just reference the back, or the picture here in the back of the packaging. So we definitely get some pistol guys. There's one shotgun in here, and I want to say the guy in the back left and back right, I think we do get like 2 muskets, or musket and buffalo gun, or maybe they were just interchangeable, and possibly a third guy too. I'm not sure. I'll have to get a little bit closer and get these more cleaned up. But so you get a good variety of those, or it could just be regular rifle too. They might just kind of have it, let it stand in. Although here you can kind of see like the musket. I can't remember what that's called, but like the part where it strikes the gunpowder and all that. So, but nonetheless, a cool faction. Obviously, they look different than everybody else too, and they look like they mean business. Everybody's got the full beard, the pelts, and everything else, and obviously the leader just looks like a badass. You wouldn't want that guy coming at you. So overall, pretty cool stuff, and again, a lot of neat quirks that they have for abilities here. So we will fully review them in another video, but definitely a cool faction, guys, and a little bit something different than the typical cowboys, outlaws, that kind of stuff. So let us know what you think about the Mountain Men in the comments below, guys. If you have some thoughts on how they play, maybe you've played them or played against them, let us know. Be sure to like, subscribe. That really helps out the channel. And we'll have, again, our faction review in another video. Stay tuned. Thanks so much for watching.